D-Day by Nick Del Rosario. D-Day, the world's largest amphibious assault, was carried out on June 6, 1944. It was in the most infamous yet important days of World War II. D-Day is an important date of World War II because it allowed the Allied troops, the United States, Britain, and Canada, to gain a foothold on the German-controlled area of France. This was key to ending war in Europe because the Allied troops had a straight march into Germany once they had taken France. D-Day was a military operation and consisted of 3 countries, the United States, Britain, and Canada. D-Day was composed of 2 parts, an airborne assault and an amphibious assault. In the amphibious assault, 5 beaches were targeted by the Allies. Beaches Sword, Gold, Juno, Omaha, and Utah were invaded by the Allies. Beaches Sword and Gold were attacked by British troops, while beaches Utah and Omaha were handled by American troops. Beaches Juno was assaulted by the Canadian Army. Not only were there troops landing on the beaches, but there were armored vehicles to assist them as well. Unfortunately, most of these vehicles did not make it to the beaches because of the terrible water conditions and attacks from the German defenses. On these beaches there were German fortifications. The Germans had built concrete bunkers and had emplaced them with machine guns inside. They had also conveniently faced the bunkers towards the sea so they could fire upon upcoming landing crafts with ease. The airborne assault was split into 2 parts. The Canadian and British armies combined together to make an airborne force of over 33,000 men. The American army had its airborne force numbered at about 13,000 men. The American, British, and Canadian airborne troops were dropped behind the German fortifications to secure bridges and roads so no more German reinforcements could show up. Most of the American troops were dropped by Beach Utah to flank around the encampments of the Germans and attack them from behind. The Canadian and British combo troops were tasked with doing the same thing, but on the left side of Beach Sword. In the amphibious assault, over 2,800 Allied troops lost their lives. On Beach Omaha, the Americans alone lost over 1,200 troops. It was on Beach Omaha that the Germans had set up most of their defenses, so the American troops had much opposition. There is a scene in the major motion picture, Saving Private Ryan, that illustrates the magnitude of the battle intensity on Beach Omaha. Here is that scene. It is quite graphic, so beware. While D-Day was a success, many Allied lives were lost in the process, but because of those men's sacrifices, the Germans were stopped and the Allies won the war. D-Day still remains one of the most important days of World War II.